series of initiatives around mentorship, entrepreneurial academies, diversity and inclusion or gender parity forums. And parallel to that, we host series of workshops and seminars that aim at building and developing the skills of our members, whether they are entrepreneurs or employees in a multinational or government or the private sector. So enough about the council. I'm very, very happy to see all of you here, some very familiar faces who are members of the council, some who are guests for the first time. It's nice to have men in the room. Yay, for a change. Welcome, everyone. It's going to be a full day. I'm sure it's going to be also lots of interesting conversations around the topic in general. And I know that the topic is actually the future. It's what everybody's talking about. It's the buzz of today. And Anne and her team at UNIT have done a great job in putting together the discussions that are going to be taking place today. I want to thank Anne, Michael, Yip, Myra, and Joe, the whole UNIT team, for putting this together. Anne is not only a good friend, but she is somebody that I highly respect in the world of entrepreneurship and business. We've worked on a couple of projects together, and it's always a delight to work with you. I also want to say that one of the main takeaways and objectives of today's forum is to shed some light on the importance of collaborating, on the importance of being a part of something like this and taking the main gist of it, sharing it with others, collaborating and partnering. And this boils down to one of the main objectives of the Dubai Businesswomen Council. We are all about collaborations and partnerships. As long as it yields the same result, which is creating support, awareness, education, connectivity for like-minded people so we can make this business ecosystem a better place, then we're game. So I really hope that all of you enjoy today. There's food and refreshments outside. They're going to be refreshed throughout the entire day. If you have any questions or need any kind of support, myself and my team will be more than happy to assist you. In the meantime, I wish you all a lovely day. Anne, the floor is yours, darling, and welcome.
Hello, everyone. It is so good to be back in Dubai. I've been out of Dubai for 2 years now. When COVID hit, I moved back to India and spent some quality time with my mother and father, which was amazing. It was such a blessing, and I think COVID has done that to a lot of us, opened our eyes, our hearts to things that matter. You know, if we could, can I have the clicker, please? So I want to start with a story, take a step back, right? In the beginning, when I was just a little girl, right? We all have dreams. We think we're going to be, you know, a movie star, or we're, you know, going to do these amazing things. Maybe we'll get on a rocket ship and, you know, all these different ideas. I wanted to be 10 things at the same time. And it's beautiful because as kids, you know, we're always open and creative and we want to do amazing things. And, you know, I go back to a story of a young boy in India, in a village in Bombay. And I'm going to tell you this story because it's very close to my heart. And it kind of touches on where we're going to go today in regard to the direction and theme of creating cities together. There was this young boy who used to look up in the sky and see these airplanes flying over his village and think, oh, that's so cool. Like, what if I could make one of these or maybe fix one of these? Will there be a day? You know, don't have too much money, not sure which direction he's going to go. And time passes. He's curious. He's just curious. And he keeps exploring the land of airplanes and flight. And then he gets to his, 30s. He meets a woman who is the embodiment of a beautiful woman at heart. She is nurturing, she's kind, she's loving. And the two of them end up getting married. And lo and behold, her energy fuels his life, and they end up flying to the UAE, right? And this was 30 years ago. That's my parents, right? They flew down when the UAE was just barren land, desert. They just had these dreams. They were curious about what could happen. And my dad decided to study airplanes, the engineering of them, the ins and outs of them. And his curiosity led him to be in a country like this and actually work in the avionics division where Emirates and Etihad had just started. And the reason I'm sharing this story is because it's when leaders create spaces of opportunity for people to come together, to collaborate, to paint their dreams into reality, do we create amazing cities. It's creating that environment for people to actually explore their creativity, to thrive. And when I think about my dad, he came here, and you know, he's probably shocked that I'm even telling this story, and he's going to watch this video and he's going to wonder, whoa, you know, really, did I impact her that much? But it was also my mother. If my mother wasn't the woman she was, they wouldn't have been here today. And I make this point because we all play a role. We all play a role. There has been too long a time where women have tried to change their way of being so that they're more alpha male oriented, not nurturing and loving and kind. So you balance that out, you know, the yin and the yang, both the energies, and you get a beautiful space of creativity. So to the women in this room, don't give up that femininity that lives within you in your leadership style. Because the nurturing, the love, the care, the creativity has to come to the forefront with, of course, the fierceness, the strength, right? The power that lies within us. And you combine these forces and you get magic. So that's to the women in this room, and to the men in this room, right? Support great women, right? We are living in a time where the environment is ripe for women to lead. And it's our time to take that stand and be true, authentic women as we lead, not trying to change our natural abilities, but being true and authentic. So I want to start with a little video. If we could play a video of our founding father here in Dubai. This is Sheikh Zayed Al Nahyan, His Excellency, right? And he pretty much set the tone for what would become the UAE we're in today, which is so welcoming to expats. And the reason why we're going to play this video is because as you listen to him, he speaks in Arabic, so you'll have to read the subtitles, right? Listen to him, and we'll go over the points he touches on, because those points are what we will take in our own leadership, in our lives. This isn't just about governments leading people. This is about us leading our homes, our organizations, our teams, our environments, our communities. All right.
وبدأ رفض، وإذا حال الحول وجدوا الوعد أنه صحيح. هذا هو اللي قوة الاتحاد وقوة الترابط.
نبرز للحاضر للبعيد، ونحن فخورين بكل ما هو من تراثنا، فخورين به، والإنسان اللي كل شيء يفتخر به وينال منه فخر، على كل حال واجب عليه أنه يبرزه ويزيده إبراز حتى أن يحسون هذا الجيل الجديد الآن يحس أن هناك أسلافهم كانوا في عز وفي رخاء وفي إعراده من الأشياء التي يبنونها ويقيمونها.
So what he touched on were 4 very important points for all of us who are participating in creating communities, organizations, families. If we could go back to the presentation deck, Kevin, that would be great. And he starts with good vision, right? Purpose. If we don't have a vision for what we want to create in the world, how are we going to create it? What is this hope that we want to pull into the future now? So I've labeled that as 0 because that's foundational. It's not even point 1. Without good vision and hope for the world, what are we going to create? We need to sit down in that stillness and think, well, what are the systems that are not working for us now? What are the things that we need to change? What can we contribute to for the greater good? And so good vision then brings the sense of alignment with the people who are in your home, in your organization, in your community, because you're uniting them together on purpose. And that gives us a sense of direction. It gives us a sense of togetherness. I think togetherness is so important, and I'm so happy today because, believe it or not, the unit founding team, so my fellow co-founders who I've been working with for a little over 1.5 to 2 years, are in the room, and I never met them before in the flesh, right? So let's give a shout out to Karsten, Roland, Encore, Michael, who is the brainchild behind the technology that we're building out, and we're super excited to have him on stage a little later to share about the blockchain technology we're building out, and Praveen and Burhan, who's a pioneer on Unit. These are people I've been working with who I've not met, and this is the future we're living in. Thanks to technology, we can now collaborate like never before. The first point is union, right? There's value in collaboration. This is what we're doing. We collaborate to create events like this. We collaborate to create great technology and to actually birth our dreams into reality. The UAE has been now in existence for 50 years, but it's not just about the 7 Emirates. This country hosts plus 200 nationalities. That's crazy. There's over 200 different nationalities living in harmony in the UAE. That's an 85% plus expat population, right? That's insane when you think about how the working dynamics of this country actually function to bring so much diversity together and to create the beautiful Dubai that you see out that window, right? It's quite fascinating. It gives us a sense of borderless collaboration. That's what Dubai does, the sense of borderless collaboration. And now with technology, right, I can co-create with co-founders who are not even in Dubai. And I can sit out of anywhere. The second is trust. How do we keep our promise? And this is where technology will play a part. We'll get into this today about trustless systems. It gives us a sense of safety and freedom when we can trust, right? When we're in a relationship, we want to make sure that if someone says they're going to do something, they keep their word. Similarly in business, similarly in community. And with technology now, we can actually move past that. Maybe we don't need to be waiting on a human to tell us that they're going to deliver it. It will be recorded. But then there's the human element that we really, really need to hold dear in our interactions when it comes to trust. The third is heritage, honoring our ancestors. He talked about that. And I think that's so important. And as women, I think we do a great job pulling the past into the present. And that's why I always encourage, spending time with your grandparents and spending time with elders, because you have this sense of preservation of culture. It gives us a sense of meaning, humility, and remembrance. What if technology helped us build on these visionary pillars, right? These 4 very important pillars of growth in any city, in any community, in any organization. People aligning on purpose, more collaboration, trustless systems, and preserving our heritage as we go along, remembering where we came from, just like the story of my mom and dad. You know, I'll always remember that if it wasn't for the steps they took and their curiosity, I wouldn't be standing here today. How are we going to regenerate our planet with technology? How can technology help us do that? Can you just imagine that this is the world we're actually creating now? There's a lot of people who are actively creating this new earth that we want to live in. And it's beautiful. You know, as a unit, we're trying to do just that. And so we're just going to play a video to depict why the unit network exists and give you a sense of the direction of the dreams that we want to birth into reality. So we will be sharing a lot about UNIT and the UNIT network and what we're hoping to bring to everyone in this room and really across the globe in the years to come. We're here for the long haul, and we want to really disrupt the way things may be going that don't necessarily serve the greater good. And I think we need to ask difficult questions and be able to stand courageously in making changes for humanity. All right, I could go on. There's so much I want to share. I can see friends that have come through in the room.